This is Northeast Michigan's best news source. You're waking up to WBKB Early Morning, your first look at news, weather, and sports. This is Early Morning.
Many community members came out last night to give their opinions on the proposed water and sewer rates in the city of Alpena. Plus, Alpena has almost broken the record for coldest winter this season. And the Michigan Department of Human Services has announced a major reform that will benefit many children. Good morning. Thanks for joining us. I'm Ashley Reed. For our first look at the weather, let's check in with meteorologist Adam Claiborne.
Good morning, Ashley. A very cold start to us yet again as temperatures are below zero, 5 below in here in Alpena. Seeing some clouds starting to move their way in. We are going to see more of the snow showers and already have seen some of the snow showers across some of our viewing area. Winds actually calm, so throughout the afternoon they won't pick up too much, only around 5 to 10 miles per hour, but this is our system that is making its way in right now. We'll see the snow showers throughout the morning, about a half of inch to an inch of snow. That's all we will be expecting with this disturbance, but after it pushes through, expect our temperatures to drop yet again tonight, and we'll be right around that 0-degree mark, except this time we'll be on the positive end. 19 degrees for afternoon high, so warmer than yesterday. Temperatures dropping off to the lower single digits at 2 degrees tonight, and expect things to continue to warm up as we head throughout the rest of this week, as we'll be back more in the upper 20s and maybe even the lower 30s by the time we get closer to Friday.
Thank you, Adam. An open hearing last night at the Alpena City Council meeting brought out residents, business owners, and elected officials from both the city and Alpena Township. Many took to the podium to voice their opinions on the city's proposed water and sewer rates, and across the board there was concern, mostly centered around the new ready-to-serve charge that will be added this year. Township Supervisor Marie Twite addressed the council as well as Alpena County Sheriff Kalashevsky. City Councilwoman Susan Nielsen thanked citizens for their comments and explained, as other council members did, that the decision is not easy, but as it is their job, they must look into what is best for the long-term financial, not just the short-term. Other council members reminded residents that they too will have to pay these increases, but they are necessary to be able to maintain infrastructure, as the money from residents is what funds these maintenance costs and not property taxes, as some residents brought up. The City Council did not pass anything last night, and adjustments will be made to the plan. The decision has been pushed back to their next council meeting on March 17th. And this winter has marked the second coldest winter on record for Alpena, with less than a degree difference from the coldest winter on record in the winter of 1917.
Due to the jet stream sinking southward, this year we've seen more Arctic air masses, creating prolonged periods of record-setting cold temperatures. With average temperatures this winter around 13 degrees, the community of Alpena is feeling the blow of the below freezing temperatures.
I'm ready for summer. I'm ready for spring. This cold weather can go. You know, heat bills are going outrageous. You know, it's hard to make ends meet when it's so cold like this.
We do have to use more heat, you know, more wood.
Trying to, think of warmer weather and, plan a Florida vacation or something.
Typical winter temperatures for this area usually come in around 21 degrees. However, this year Alpena has almost broken the record for coldest winter, set back in 1917. That brought average temperatures less than a degree cooler at 12.6 degrees.
Because we have seen such cold temperatures, a good 8 degrees below average for us here in Alpena, that has allowed the ground temperatures to be much colder. So we have seen in our potholes, and also it's allowed the lakes to freeze over. And that is what usually affects us during the summer. When we get breezes off the lakes, it will keep us colder.
Colder temperatures have also affected the amount of snow we've seen this season.
The cold air, that has helped the lakes to freeze over, and that's usually where we get a lot of our snowfall. So because we don't have capability of grabbing moisture from the lakes, we don't see as much snow.
This season, we've had a total of 55.5 inches of snow, which is 10 inches below the normal average. But even with this winter's bitter cold temperatures, some Alpenians are just happy to see the sun.
I think you make the best of it. If the sun is shining, that gives you a positive outlook for the day.
Felina Jones, WBKB News.
And due to the long periods of extremely cold temperatures and a deep frost line, frozen water pipes at homes and businesses have become a big problem. There also hasn't been enough snowfall to sufficiently insulate some of the buried lines. The average depth of buried lines is about 4 feet, and United Water of Alpena has been seeing frosts down 4.5 to 5 feet deep. So far this winter, United Water has responded to about 100 frozen pipelines.
We normally do not get freezing water services any winter. I've been in Alpena for 25 years. This is the second time that we've had a large number of frozen services.
United Water of Alpena has not had to have a water run notice due to their ability to thaw lines, unlike many of the surrounding communities. However, if they do thaw your line, they ask that you continue running water so that the line does not freeze again. To prevent frozen lines in your home, open cabinet doors to allow warmer air to circulate around the plumbing. Let cold water drip from the faucet served by exposed pipes, and keep the thermostat set above 55 degrees. The Michigan Department of Human Services has announced a major reform that it says will positively impact the lives of children in state care and the funding of child welfare. The DHS will be switching from a per diem funding system to performance-based funding. With the per diem system, child care providers were reimbursed at a preset daily rate regardless of the specific and unique needs of the child. Under the new performance-based system, the funding level for each child will be based on the desired outcome and unique circumstances involved with getting to that outcome.
If we can create services that meet the unique needs of children and families versus giving them a cookie-cutter set of services, we can address their needs more quickly. And ideally, the goal is to move children to reunification, to return them home as quickly as we can.
This change will ensure just one agency provider will manage the case for a child from beginning to end and be held accountable for the outcome of the child's case. Leaders across the state have produced a timeline for the phased implementation of the performance-based funding in the years to come. The first phase will begin on October 1st of 2014. And a bill that would allow a portion of a highway in Mason County to honor Trooper Paul Butterfield has passed in the House and is on its way to the Senate. The bill passed in the House by 110 votes. Upon the governor's signature, a portion of M116 will immediately be named as the Trooper Paul K. Butterfield II Memorial Highway. The state trooper was shot and killed during a traffic stop in September of last year.
It really is an honor. We had the family down when we took the vote on the House floor and stood up with a round of applause and a moment of silence. This is something in honor of his memory.
Eric Nyes was convicted of murdering the trooper this past Tuesday after 90 minutes of deliberations. Nyes will be sentenced April 8th. His wife Sarah is serving 2 to 5 years in prison after pleading guilty to being an accessory after the fact. March is National Reading Month, and teachers at LOI Elementary School were so excited to kick off the month, they decided to do something special for all of the students. Smiles and laughter filled the gym as a group of teachers broke out in a choreographed flash mob to their own Read It Maybe remix yesterday, with everyone rocking their colorful Read t-shirts.
Wow, I didn't expect that. I didn't expect it.
Fun things will be going on at LOI all month to encourage students to read more. Each of the 430 children at the school are challenged to read 10 times for 20 minutes a night. If each child successfully does this, the school will reach their reading goal of 90,000 minutes, and students will get to participate in a student versus staff basketball game.
Reading is an important lifelong skill that no matter what you do, it will influence your life. At Alpena Public Schools, we've stressed this for years, and I think if you look at our scores versus the state average, we're doing very well in reading.
Different days will have different themes as part of this fun-filled reading month, and today is Hat Day. You can read more about our broadcast stories and get the scoop on other news items online. Just visit WBKB11.com for sports, weather, and news updates anytime, day or night, or add us on Facebook, facebook.com/WBKBTV. Sports is next with Jeff Kolb. We call this month March Madness. Last night there was District Madness in boys hoops. He'll have highlights of all of last night's area games, including the big one right here in Alpena. Stay right here on WBKB 11 for all that and more as the news continues.
The madness began last night in boys district hoops all over the area, but no place was crazier than Alpena, where the Wildcats took on Marquette, looking to avenge last year's district championship loss. And the atmosphere was just electric, as you can see in the stands and on the court. Alpena led 17-16 at the break, but in the second half, Bradley Brow hits the three. Marquette up 21-19. At the other end, Tyler Pintar drives in for 2 of his 12 points here to knot it up at 21. 4:21 to go in the quarter now. Andrew Nyquist goes coast to coast, and we're square at 23 apiece. So the Cats get back to work. Andrew Marweed denied by Larry Burnett III, but Pintar's there to clean it up. Alpena up 2, but the Red Men keep battling. Veas Grazilus hits the hook. Wildcats up 2 heading to the fourth, but in the fourth, they take over. Brad Stima, show me your shimmy. Alpena up 4, then Marweed cannot be denied this time. The three-point play, he had 18. Alpena wins at 47-34. So the Wildcats head to TC Central tomorrow night. Down in Oscoda, it was Alcona taking on Tawas. Second half, Carson Jamison was feeling it from outside. He led the Tigers with 21. Alcona up 37-13. Then Dawson Forsyth cleans up here the basket and the foul. He'd hit for the free throw. Tigers up 27. But the Braves kept battling. Dylan Decker somehow gets this one to drop. However, another Tiger getting into it. Trent Laverne hits the turnaround. Kyle Costigan, pretty nice step back right here for Tawas, but it's not enough as the Tigers eliminate the Braves 66-40. The other game down in Oscoda, Mayo taking on Whittemore Prescott. Bolts starting the scoring here. Seth Tommy to Bryce Digramont, 2-zip Mayo. But the Cards peck away at the lead. Jose Rodriguez hits 2 of his 20 with the pull-up here. Cards down 3. But Tommy dealing out some more dimes. This one for Aaron Georgieff, and Seth did some scoring as well. He had 22 on the night. The 3 put Mayo up 12-4. Jens Gillings turns around for this jumper here to cut the deficit to 6. He led Whittemore with 24, but it's Mayo bolting through to the semifinals 71-50. The Bolts take on Posen tomorrow night as well. Moving to Hillman, Rogers City was taking on Vanderbilt. The first quarter, Adam Belisar finishes the putback. 8-zip Hurons. And no Rogers City highlight is complete if we don't show you Chris Lopez. He drives in to make it 12-0 Hurons, and the offense did not stop there, folks. Quentin Kelly swishes in 2 more on the baseline here. 18-2 Orange lead. One of the few highlights right here for Vanderbilt. Jake Dobbinspec denies Kelly. Then check out the handles on this guy. Hurons still up 20, though, and they'd add to the lead plenty. Alex Hanska hits the J. Rogers City dominating Vanderbilt 69-26. The Hurons will play Hillman tomorrow. Earlier in the evening at Hillman, it was Onaway taking on Wolverine. We go to the first quarter. Brandon McCauley turns and scores, and Wolverine's up 6-5. But the Cards answer right back. Andrew Pro from downtown, 8-6 Onaway lead. But Michael McNeil's like, I can do that too. He cuts Onaway's lead to 4 with the 3 ball here in the corner. In the second, the Cards would take full control, though. Pro, the steal ahead to Joe Sigsby for the layup. Onaway up 25-16. Then it's Joe Obradovich right here, rattling in the corner. Jay, he had 21 on the night. Cards led 35-18 at the break. They go on to win this one, 63-55. Onaway will take on Posen Ed Hillman tomorrow. On the pro court, the Pistons were looking to snap a 4-game losing streak on Monday, and they had the right opponent in town. Lions head coach Jim Caldwell in the building, and so were the Knicks. First quarter, the boys from the Big Apple feeling right at home. Tyson Chandler throwing down. Knicks up 16-7. It wasn't until the third quarter that Detroit finally took a lead on this jumper by Josh Smith. Pistons up a pair. From there, it was the Andre Drummond show. The reverse lay-in here. Then let's come back the other way. Andre with another tough 2. He had 17. End of the quarter, Melo pulls up for a 3 here, and the Knicks are within 5, but Will Bynum put his name on the 4th, scoring all 16 of his points in the final frame as the Pistons snap the losing streak, winning 96-85. Finally on the diamond, the Tigers taking on Alpena's Blaze Ilsley's World Series champion Cardinals and winning 8-5 yesterday. Former Tiger shortstop Johnny Peralta blasted a pair of homers in his first time facing Detroit, though. Meanwhile, Drew Smiley here, He threw 3 innings starting for the Tigers, giving up only 1 other hit, aside from the 2 home runs. Detroit also got its first long ball of the spring training. Rookie Nick Castellanos going yard. The Tigers take on the Pirates this afternoon. First pitch at 1:05. And that's a wrap in sports. Ashley?
All right, thanks, Jeff. For a look at what we can expect outside today, let's turn it back over to meteorologist Adam Claiborne. Adam?
Okay, Ashley, we have seen the cold temperatures Sunday morning, Monday morning, Tuesday morning. It is still chilly out there. That is just how this winter, or now meteorological spring, has gone. 5 degrees below zero for our current temperature here in Alpena. Actually 5 above down in Tawa City, 6 over to Gaylord, and 11 in Traverse City. So warmer air is trying to push its way back into our region, and we'll feel more of that throughout the week. So expect that to be the trend as we take a look at our current temperatures. 7 in Minneapolis, 19 down in St. Louis, and 11 in Chicago. Cold air is just really pouring in right here in the center of the country, all the way down to the Gulf Coast even, as they have seen some wintry precipitation down in Texas and in Louisiana. Satellite and radar showing our disturbance coming in. We'll see some snow from this throughout the afternoon, but not going to be expecting much. Mostly, it's only going to be maybe around a ½ inch to an inch of snow through most of our viewing area. But as we do head throughout tonight, expect most of the snow to move its way out of here. We'll stay mostly cloudy early on before things really start to cool off. But as we take a look at our day planner, 19 degrees for us for a high. And let's take a look at current wind chills as we are at 5 below in Alpena, 8 below in Oscoda, and 8 below in Gaylord. What's ahead for us today? Well, we'll see the light snow showers this morning, warmer afternoon, and then really starting to become partly cloudy by tonight after that snow is starting to push out of here. And we'll see that the clouds will really start to push out by Wednesday, really. As we take a look at our forecast for today, seeing that spotty snow showers, they will be around. It is very cold. The intense cold air, it is around, but that will also start to fade away as the snow moves its way on towards the east, and we'll be expecting the skies to try to partially clear up by tomorrow, or by tomorrow, Wednesday. 2 degrees, mostly cloudy, and 2 partly cloudy. Winds will be on the light side, and as we take a look at our extended outlook, highs will push their way into the upper 20s by Thursday, more of the 30s by Friday before a cool-off comes in yet again Wednesday, or the Saturday and Sunday, with us back in the middle 20s. And we'll see that lows will be right around the double digits and then the single digits on Sunday. So not really able to get away from this very cold air quite yet, but at least it won't be Arctic air like we have been seeing over the past 3 or 4 days.
Thanks, Adam. Tune in tonight for WBKB 11 News at 6. We'll have updates in news, sports, and weather. Felina Jones will have your news. Meteorologist Adam Claiborne will have the weather, and Shannon McGrattan will have all your updates from the world of sports. When WBKB Early Morning returns, U.S. leaders are trying to help come up with a diplomatic solution as Russia fortifies its occupation of Ukrainians' Crimean Peninsula. That story and more after the break. Good morning and welcome back. I'm Ashley Reed. As Russia fortifies its occupation of Ukraine's Crimean Peninsula, leaders from around the world are trying to come up with a diplomatic solution. CBS's Susan McGinnis is in Washington, D.C. with the U.S. efforts to end the crisis.
Secretary of State John Kerry arrives in Kiev this morning to show support for Ukraine's new government. Leaders there are trying to figure out how to regain control of the country's Crimean Peninsula. At least 16,000 Russian soldiers have taken over the area, and the U.S. says more are arriving every day. There are only a few holdouts at Ukrainian military bases in Crimea ready to fight the Russians.
I don't think that they will attack us, but we will defend our base as we can.
The majority of people in Crimea are ethnically Russian, and Moscow says it must protect them. Crimea is also home to Russia's only warm water port and its Black Sea fleet.
If Russia loses that naval port, they lose a lot of protection of goods and services that are shipped from Russia to the rest of the world.
Russia's economy could take a hit because of the invasion.
We are examining a whole series of steps, economic, diplomatic, that will isolate Russia.
President Obama convened top national security and economic advisors in the White House Situation Room Monday night to discuss different options. And Congress is working on a financial aid package for the Ukrainian government. Susan McGinnis, CBS News, Washington.
This morning, Russian President Vladimir Putin has ordered tens of thousands of Russian troops to end military exercises taking place near the Ukrainian border. Moscow has always said the exercises were not related to the crisis in Ukraine. And today is Mardi Gras, and that means it's time to party in New Orleans. CBS's Omar Villafranca is in the middle of the festivities in the French Quarter.
From the bands to the floats to the beads, this week New Orleans is the nation's party destination.
I'm from Michigan and we drove down here. It took us about 18 hours. It's my birthday weekend.
So this whole party's for you?
Yep.
The Bacchus Parade is held the Sunday before Mardi Gras and is one of the biggest events. This year's king was actor Hugh Laurie.
The food's great, the people are great, it's been a great time, the party's great.
The parade was delayed a half hour after a 9-year-old was injured when he was hit by a float. There were a few minor scuffles, but New Orleans police had everything under control.
Most folks come to Mardi Gras to see the floats, have a few drinks, catch some beads, but one couple came for something a little bit more special.
The crowd serenaded Philadelphia couple Tracy Abney and Anthony Brown after Anthony popped the question.
Engaged at Mardi Gras.
Wow. How can I explain it? I can't.
Were you expecting it?
Not at all.
The festivities will continue until midnight tonight, when Lent officially begins. Omar Villafranca, CBS News, New Orleans.
Coming up next on WBKB Early Morning, we'll have one last look at weather. Welcome back. I'm Ashley Reed. We're going to take one last look at weather. Adam?
All right, thanks, Ashley. Again, 5 degrees below zero. Some clouds are moving in. We do have a north wind at 0 miles per hour, so not really any wind whatsoever at all. Sorry about that. Real field temperature is actually at 5 degrees above zero, so without that wind, it's not feeling too bad out there. But not relatively speaking, it's not feeling too bad out there. Satellite and radar, we can see that the snow is moving its way through Wisconsin, back here into the UP, and it will be making its way towards us throughout the morning. We'll see a few of the snow showers, not going to be adding up to much, maybe a half of inch to an inch of snow, but that is all that will be expected from this disturbance. And once it pushes off to the east, expect some partial clearing tonight, but we won't see we won't see clearing really well until we head closer to Wednesday. 4-hour afternoon high. 19 degrees before temperatures really start to drop off by tonight. We'll be at 2 degrees above zero, so that is a slight improvement from the very cold start for us this morning. And for Wednesday, expect things to get a little warmer for us as we'll be back in the 20s and more of the 30s by Friday.
Thanks, Adam. Be sure to tune in tonight for WBKB 11 News at 6 for updates in news, sports, and weather. Felina Jones will have your news, meteorologist Adam Claiborne will have the weather, and Shannon McGrattan will have all your updates from the world of sports. Also, don't forget you can read more about our broadcast stories and get the scoop on other news items online. Just visit WBKB11.com for sports, weather, and news updates anytime, day or night, or add us on Facebook at facebook.com/WBKBTV. That's all we have for you today on WBKB Early Morning. Thanks for watching. Good Morning America's up next.